Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I extend to you the eternal and the universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. A most pleasant good morning going out to you on this beautiful Friday morning. Here we are coming towards the end of the week, on the cusp of the weekend. How has your week been thus far? I hope you are, of course, healthy and well. I pray that Almighty Allah has kept you in good spirits, enjoying a period of happiness and prosperity. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Sarfraz Ghani, here in your company once again on this auspicious and very, very holy day of Friday, the day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, as we always do, I say a very special thank you going out to Pandit Shiv and Hari Prasad for those beautiful, wonderful words of inspiration and motivation. And of course, as we always do, we wish him a safe and a speedy trip back home. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. O Allah, it is you do we worship. From you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor. Not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Today's Islamic date is the 24th day in the month of Muharram, and we are currently in the year 1445. Just the other day we started a new year, we started a new month. On this month, the first month on the Islamic calendar, the month of Muharram, is very quickly coming to an end. As a matter of fact, the moon, to usher in the new Islamic month of Safar, which is of course the second month on the Islamic calendar, will be looked for next week Wednesday, on the evening of Wednesday the 16th of August. If the moon is sighted on that particular evening, Wednesday the 16th of August, this month as we are currently in, the month of Muharram, will come to an end. If the moon is not sighted, we will therefore have one extra day, making this month a 30-day month, and then the new month will then begin on next week Friday. So this month is coming to an end very, very soon. We pray that Almighty Allah continues to bless us, because we are still in this very holy period of the month of Muharram. May we take the opportunity to continue to glorify Allah, to continue to praise Allah. May Almighty Allah continue to bless us in every single aspect of our lives. Today also coincides with the very second Friday in the month of August 2023. And as we're getting ready now to commence the holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to take the opportunity to welcome you live on air, on the internet, and of course live on Facebook as well for this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. So by all means, lots to look forward to on the program. Do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Sarfraz Ghani.
All that is in the heavens and the earth magnifies God. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. To Him belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. He gives life, and He makes to die, and He is powerful over everything. He is the first and the last, the outward and the inward. He has knowledge of everything.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Morning when we wake, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every step we take, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every word we say, Bismillah, Bismillah. And every game we play, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. With everything we do, Bismillah, Bismillah. With everything that's new, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every place we go, Bismillah, Bismillah. And every friend we know, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. With every song we sing, Bismillah, Bismillah. On every mountain peace will ring, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
To him belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and unto him all matters are returned. He makes the night to enter into the day, and makes the day to enter into the night. He knows the thoughts within the breasts.
You're tuned into Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM with yours truly, Imam Sarfraz Ghani. And as always, I must say, it's an absolute honor and once again, a personal pleasure to be in your company again for around about the next hour or so. The program this morning, of course, is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, located at number 66 Omera Industrial Estate out there in Arima. Contact number 645-8326-663-9144. Island Chicken Meats and Poultry Processors, located at number 47 Currently Savannah Road out there in Charlieville. Contact numbers 471-3850, 382-5418. Mysaban Products Limited at number 23 Bokar Road out there in Canupia. Contact number 665-3078, 665-3079. And F&A Hardware and Shopping Center, located at number 280 Russia Douglas Road out there in Barrackpore. Contact number 277-8000. Of course, you can be sure to message me on the program this morning via the WhatsApp number 2994103. And of course, you can also send me a message via the Facebook feed live as well. I want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special salam and greetings of peace going out to Susan Ramratan May Allah continue to bless you and your family. Brother Fareed Muhammad from Alday in Dow Village, may Allah continue to bless you and your family. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Thank you so much for your message. Shirley Amin, pleasant good morning going out to you as well. Melissa Ali Sipasad, pleasant good morning. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. Lisa Ganis from Alday in Cedros, thank you so much for your message. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Zuleika Khan from Alday in Marabella, assalamu alaikum. Jim Mubarak going out to you and your family as well. On the program this morning, as we always do, we've got a very, very interesting segment lined up for you. Of course, we always start off with our short inspirational segment, followed by the early morning call to prayer. We'll be sharing with you a few beautiful Islamic selections. And as we progress through the course of the program, coming up towards the end of the program, as we get into our lecture segment, this morning, I'll be talking about what is the definition of true strength. When we think about strength, we need to understand what really is the definition of true strength. So that, of course, is coming up on our lecture segment. So lots to look forward to as we get through the program this morning. Do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safrazgan.
يا من هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق الباقي القارئ المتين الولي الحميد المحسن المبدي المعيد المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواحد الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعال الباطن التواب المستقيم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الضار النافي النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور.
Allah's blessings and mercies on this beautiful Friday morning. It is, of course, the day of Jum'ah, the end of the week, the very special and blessed day of Jum'ah. As we look forward to another day, another brand new day in our lives, to welcome the gift of a brand new day, it is important that we turn our attention to the Almighty and we gain strength from that spiritual connection that we have established between ourselves and the Almighty. And it's very important that you remind yourself constantly that life isn't about finding yourself, rather, life is about creating yourself. You are essentially who you create yourself to be. And all that occurs in your life results from your own making, your own doing. So ensure that you do right, ensure that you think right, ensure that you plan right, you plan correct, so that you will have the right outcomes as you move forward with your life. So as you welcome a new day, become addicted to constant and never-ending self-improvement. That should be your mission in life. Simple mission, yet very, very trying at times. Sometimes the bad things that happen to us in our lives puts us directly on course or directly on the path to the best things that will ever happen to us. So two things: always be concerned with self-improvement and never lose heart when you are faced with difficulties and hardships, because those very said hardships, those very said difficulties may be putting you on course for the best things in your life. So to you I say this morning, may Allah bless you this day. May Allah remove all challenges, all obstacles, all hurdles from your path, and may He continue to open the doors of mercy upon you during the course of this day. May He guide your footsteps to all that is good, towards happiness, towards prosperity, and may He continue to bestow upon you the strength and the courage to face the challenges that will come your way this day. I want to take this opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Nicer Brand Products Limited, of number 23 Brocard Road out there in Canupia. Contact number 665-3078, 665-3079. F&A Hardware and Shopping Center, located at number 280 Rashad Douglas Road out there in Barrackpore. Contact number 277-8000. Island Chicken Meats and Poultry Processors, located at number 47 Caroni Savannah Road in Charleville. Contact numbers 471-3850, 382-5418. And the Original Barbecue Hut Limited, located at number 85 to 89 Sipera Road, Victoria Village out there in San Fernando. Contact number 657-9429. And of course, just as a reminder, you can message me on the program this morning via the WhatsApp number 2994103. At this point, we now get into our inspirational segment. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safras Ghani.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me start off this morning by sharing with you this. There were these four youngsters, these four students, who would practice meditation together every single day. So one day, they decided to observe a vow of silence for 7 days. 7 days. We're going to practice silence. No one is to speak or utter a single word. So from the first day, all was perfectly silent. But then when the night came, one of the students couldn't help but noticed that all the lamps were beginning to become dim. So without even thinking, he blurted out to his other friends that please fuel the lamps. The friend who was sitting close to him said to him, "Be quiet, you are breaking your vow." The third student shouted out, "Why are you fools talking? We've got a pact to remain silent." And finally, the fourth student commented, "I am the only one who did not break the vow." What is the moral of this story? With the intention of correcting others, or with the intention of correcting the other person, all four students broke the vow within the very first day. The lesson here is quite simply to remember that instead of focusing your energy on criticizing or judging the other person, the prudent and most important thing is to look at your own self and engage in self-reflection, because self-reflection is the way to self-realization and self-rectification. During the course of our lives, we have all encountered bad habits that we would like to break, or patterns and practices that cause conflict in our lives and tend to hold us back. Oftentimes we ask ourselves, how do I move past these habits? How do I conquer these patterns and practices? Well, the answer to that is quite simple. The answer is self-reflection. Many times we tend to focus on the faults of others, completely ignoring our own faults. Like the saying goes, it's easier to see a splinter in someone else's eye as opposed to a log in your own eye. Meaning that it's very, very easy to pick the faults of others. It's extremely difficult to pick your own faults wherever we go in the world. Whether we are with friends, family members, co-workers, whether we are at the mosque, the temple, the church, or place of worship, it's very, very easy for us to pick and find faults with all of the people around us. Very seldom do we pay attention to our own faults. Remember that I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters that will create many, many ripples. Most people in the world tend to want change. They would like very much to improve their lives. The world they need to change first is the one inside themselves. Everyone has an opinion on what is wrong with the world, yet very, very few will do the work to improve their own lives. So the message this morning is quite simple. If you want to change reality, if you really want to affect change, then start with yourself first and attend to your own personal development. Doing so, problems give way to solutions, and those problems will no longer affect you. And that is a concept that you must pay attention to every once in a while. Focus on yourself. Analyze you as an individual. What have I done wrong? What can I do to improve myself? And how do I move forward from here with my life? Very important questions. These are questions that we tend to ignore every day of our lives. There was once a king who ruled over a very wealthy country. One day he decided to visit every village, every corner of the country, and he decided to do that on foot. Eventually he spent a very long time walking around his entire community. When he got back to the palace, his feet were swollen. His feet were in excruciating pain due to the rocky and deplorable conditions of the roads. Therefore the king ordered his men to cover every road in the country in soft leather. The ministers was of course stunned to hear the absurd order from the king. Not only was the fantasy of the king very expensive, but it would destroy the lives of many cattle as well. Eventually, a wise man of the kingdom came and said to the king that I've got a better idea. He took the size of the king's feet and he made him a pair of nice, comfortable leather shoes. The king was extremely happy. He walked around and his feet were not injured anymore. His feet were not swollen, and he praised the wise man for giving him such an idea that saved him money and saved the lives of thousands of cattle. Many of us criticize the world around us for many things. We try our very best, and we've got a patch, we've got a plaster for every sore of every person. We blame the things around us for the struggles in our lives, and we never ever remember to look within ourselves. We never ever remember that change begins from within. Changes are inevitable in the world, but the real change, should begin with you. To change the world, you have to first change yourself. You have to first conquer your mentality. You have to first redirect your habits, and you have to first ensure that your actions are aligned with that which is spiritual and that which will bring you elevation in the sight of the Almighty. Reconnect ourselves with the Almighty and make our goal to become better people. Then all of a sudden the world becomes a better place. Almighty Allah mentions in one verse of the Quran that indeed Allah will not change the condition of the people until they change that which is in themselves. So today I say to you, be the change that you wish to see in the world. Wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine. And if you want light to come into your life, then you need to stand where it is shining, and you need to be that light. Let the focus be within. And today, let that be your challenge. As we welcome a new day, we welcome a new day of Jum'ah, a new day of Friday. We're coming to the end of another week in our lives. Let the focus be on you. Let the focus be on you for a change. Don't look at other people. Don't look at what they are doing. Don't look at what they are achieving, what they are accomplishing. Turn the spotlight on you for a change. Focus on you. Focus on building you as an individual from every perspective. And you will see how the light will come shining through. Not only that, but you will be a beacon of light, a beacon of strength, and a beacon of guidance for all who will come into interaction with you as you continue on with the journey of your life. At this point on the program, we now get into the early morning call to prayer. The early morning call to prayer is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canupia.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح
A very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canupia. The Price Club Supermarket located at Ramsaran Street in Chagonas. Contact number 671-7777. Our Point Fortune Hardware Limited Wholesale Division located at Frederick Settlement in Caroni. Phone number 662-1233-678-0857. I want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special salam, greetings of peace. Jummah Mubarak going out to Sister Rashida from out there in Komoto. Now may Allah continue to bless you and your family. Very pleasant good morning as well. Assalamu alaikum. Jummah Mubarak going out to Sister Zubida Muhammad from out there in New York City. I want to say a very special salam and greetings of peace going out to Shaliza Ghafoor. She wants to take the opportunity to say a very happy birthday going out to her husband. This, of course, is coming out from your loving wife, Shaliza, and her kids, Ayan, Ariane, and Ayana. May Almighty Allah continue to bless you and your family. And may Allah continue to shower His mercies upon us during the course of this very special day, the day of Jum'ah, as we come towards the end of the week. Coming up very shortly is our lecture segment. So by all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations. And I'm yours truly, Imam Safar Azgan.
हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी, बस तुम ही हो या रबी। तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा, एक पल दूर गवारा नहीं। मेरा सब शाम बस है तेरा, वक्त मेरा बस आपका है। कोई लम्हा मेरा ना हो तेरे बिना, हर सांस पे नाम तेरा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी, बस तुम ही हो। My Lord, you have come and seen me. I was lost and found now. You made love so easy. My love, keep me on the straight path. You're my one and only. बस तुम ही हो, तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो, यार भी बस तुम ही हो, चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो. Assalamu alaikum. See, we work so hard, sometimes forgetting about our hearts. What are we chasing for? We don't need more. I know the world is tough, but all we need to show is love. Everything will be fine. Now here's your sign. لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا. جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا. ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله. Always be yourself, that is where you will find yourself. That is the key to the door for happiness and more. Always put your faith in your Lord, He will keep you safe. Don't ever feel no fear, He'll always be right here. لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا. جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا. ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. Loving yourself will set you free. You don't have to follow all the things you see. Be yourself and you will find happiness and peace of mind. Oh, we are not alone. We have Allah. كي نزداد جمالا. جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا. ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. Everything I have, everything I own, everything I need is thanks to you. Every breath I take, every bird I hear, every smile I see is thanks to you. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Every drop of rain is a mercy from above. Feeding all the earth is thanks to you. Every ray of sun, the light of the moon, the wind when it blows, is thanks to you. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. All praises are for you. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. All praises are for you. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah.
Welcome back. I'm yours truly, Imam Safar Ghani, host of this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment on this beautiful Friday morning, the day of Jum'ah. We have now come to the end of the week. We are very quickly heading into the weekend. I say to you, may Allah bless you and your family always. At this point in the program, we now get into the lecture segment. And like I mentioned before, this morning we are talking about what is the true definition of power. Which power is worth investing more of your time towards cultivating? Normally, when we think about the word power, when we think about strength, the concept of strength, we normally relate strength and power towards the physical aspect of our lives. We think about a strong person, we think about a person who is physically built, a person who is well endowed with muscles, and so on and so forth. So the point is that our mind goes towards the physical aspect very quickly when we speak about strength, when we speak about power. You should know that Almighty Allah has created within us two aspects of strength and two aspects of power. Number one, the physical aspect that we see on a day-to-day basis, that we understand very well. The other aspect, which is a very, very powerful force, but we tend to ignore it, is the spiritual strength, the spiritual fortitude that Almighty Allah has built within us. And that is something that we must try to cultivate. We have within us those two very powerful elements, physical strength and spiritual strength. Physical strength will, of course, allow you to move mountains. A person who is strong physically has built his body up from the physical aspect. He can lift a car over his head, and he can, perform all of these wonderful acts of power. But eventually, physical strength will leave you, and that is the point I'm trying to make this morning. We've got these two elements within us, the physical element and the spiritual element. At some point, the physical element will leave you, even if you are the strongest person upon the face of the earth. Even if you have the most muscle, so to say, upon the face of the earth. At some point, if age doesn't catch up with you, if age does not strip you of that power, death will. The point is quite simply that physical strength will not last forever. Eventually, age will catch up with you. And if you are not stripped of that power due to age, death eventually will catch up with you as well. Spiritual strength, on the other hand, that is something that will stay with you forever. Spiritual strength will not allow you to move mountains. With spiritual strength, you will not be able to lift a car over your head, so to say. But spiritual strength will allow you to stand firm against the whispers of the devil. It will enable you to stand firm. It will enable you to stand firm against the waves of temptation and against the desires of your own heart. Which power matters most to the Almighty? And that is something we must pay attention to. Which power matters most? Is it the person who is physically strong, or is it the person who is spiritually strong? There can be a person who is physically strong but spiritually weak. Even though he can lift a car over his head, when the whispers of the devil comes, he becomes defeated. When the waves of temptation come, again he is defeated. When the desires of his own heart approaches him, again he falls at the feet of his desires. He is defeated. And on the other hand, on the other end of the spectrum, there can be a person who is very weak, very feeble physically. But when the whispers of the devil comes, he's able to defeat it. When the waves of temptation come, he becomes victorious. When the desires of his own heart approaches, again he is victorious. So what matters most in the sight of Almighty Allah is spiritual strength. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentions in one of his traditions that a strong believer is better than a weak believer. Meaning that person who is strong from every perspective, whether it is physically, spiritually, or mentally. You can be physically strong but spiritually weak. Also, you can be physically weak but spiritually strong. But you can also be physically strong and spiritually strong as well. And that is something you must aim to achieve in your life. Of course, we must pay attention to the physical aspect as well. But the intention by gaining physical strength should be that I am going to use this strength for the betterment of myself, for the betterment of mankind, and also I'm going to use this strength to develop a very heightened inner spiritual strength. Many times our intention by gaining physical strength is to gain more of the world. I want to go to the gym. I want to maintain a healthy eating lifestyle. But the intention is simply because I want to live longer so I can enjoy the good things of this life much longer. I want to be healthy so that I can work and accumulate more wealth of this world. I want to be healthy so that I can enjoy life in this world. But how often do we pay attention to the spiritual aspects? The intention should be that I want to be healthy. I want to maintain a healthy lifestyle so that I can use that strength and that energy to, number one, bring about a positive change in the world. And number two, so that I can use that physical strength to gain spiritual strength. We must aspire to become physically strong and spiritually strong as well. Don't only pay attention to the physical aspect and then ignore the spiritual aspects. And also on the flip side as well, don't only pay attention to the spiritual aspect and then ignore the physical aspects. Always remember that both go hand in hand. Aspire to become physically strong and aspire to become spiritually strong. And I go back to the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. A strong believer is better than a weak believer in the sight of Almighty Allah. So work towards becoming a strong individual from every perspective. And how do you become a strong person? Spiritually and physically, through exertion. Through physical exertion, you become physically strong. Through spiritual exertion, you become spiritually strong. Through worship, you build spiritual fortitude. And how do you maintain that strength? Simply by staying in the environment, in the correct environment, and in the company of godly people. And if you can do that, if you can do those two things, exert yourself through worship, and if you can keep yourself in the company of godly people, such people who would continue to remind you and encourage you to do good, then you have no problems in this world. And Almighty Allah will continue to guide you and will continue to bless you every single day of your life. So may Allah continue to grant us the understanding of what really is the definition of true strength. And may Almighty Allah continue to always inspire us to become better versions of ourselves, so that we become strong individuals physically, mentally, and spiritually upon the face of the earth. And that in itself will bring about much more positive change in the world that we are living in currently.
Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, it's the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. Waking up in the morning, got the special Friday feeling. Getting ready in my best clothes now. My jumper looking crisp, going all out. Jumping my ride to the masjid. Hearing the khutbah, it's a blessing. Now we're standing in the sun and we're praying. Then I greet our kids with Assalamu alaikum. Friday is here and it is the best of days. When we go to the masjid and we all pray. There are blessings on this special day. Thank you, Allah, thank you for this day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. Friday Sundays are locked down, looking fresh with my miswas. We didn't see the talk up on a Friday. That's how the summer walked on the prophet. He's me upon it. Friday is here and it is the best of days. When we go to the masjid and we all pray. There are blessings on this special day. Thank you, Allah, thank you for this day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. We all get this special day to change our ways, to cleanse our hearts, a brand new start. And don't forget that hour of Salat istijabah, where prayers are accepted from our Allah. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak.
As we're coming to the end of the program for this morning, I want to take the opportunity very quickly to say a very special thanks going out to our sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of the Price Club Supermarket, located at Ramsaran Street in Shagonos. Contact number 671-7777. Point Fortune Hardware Limited Wholesale Division, located at Frederick Settlement in Caroni. Phone number 662-1233-678-0857. Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, located at number 66 Omera Industrial Estate out there in Arima. Contact number 645-8326-663-9144. The Original Barbecue Hut Limited, located at number 85 to 89 Cipero Road, Victoria Village out there in San Fernando. Contact number 657-9429, and Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Kinupia. I want to take the opportunity as well to say a very, very special salam and greetings of peace going out to Sister Jacina Qadr Baksh from out there in Holland. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Pleasant good morning. Going out to Steve Rampasad from out there in Montreal in Canada. Thank you so much again for joining us on the program. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. Annie Bihari from out there in Rio Claro. Pleasant good morning going out to you as well. Naz Khan from out there in Princestown. Assalamu alaikum, Juma Mubarak. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. Very pleasant good morning going out to Sister Felicia Rowland and Brother Jimmy from out there in Hartlepool in the United Kingdom. And also from the United Kingdom, Brother Nigel, thank you so much for your message across on the Facebook feed live. May Allah continue to bless you and your family as well. Of course, it was an absolute honor to be in your company over the past hour or so. By all means, catch me next week Friday from 5 a.m. as we bring to you another episode of Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing out for this morning. Until next week Friday, please do have an extremely blessed day, blessed weekend. Until next week, may the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Up next is News at 6, followed by Prabhat. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM for more inspirational and motivational programming throughout the course of today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी, हो मेरे दम से यूं ही मेरे वतन की जीनत, हो मेरे दम से यूं ही मेरे वतन की जीनत, जिस तरह फूल से होती है चमन की जीनत, जिस तरह फूल से होती है चमन की जीनत, जिंदगी हो मेरी परवान की सूरत या रब, जिंदगी हो मेरी परवान की सूरत या रब, इल्म की शम्मा से हो मुझको मोहब्बत या रब, इल्म की शम्मा से हो मुझको मोहब्बत या रब, हो मेरा काम गरीबों की हिमायत करना, दर्दमंदों से ज़ईफ़ों से मोहब्बत करना, मेरे